Welcome everybody, episode 70. 70.
Zero.
After skipping a week of the Barriques Coffee, Wine, and Treat Show. Welcome back. Welcome back to us. It's warm out there. Has me wondering what we're doing, drinking apple brandy, but you'll have to tell me when we get there. Apple brandy?
Where are you in Wisconsin?
We certainly are already starting to talk about this thing that, like, we mentioned actually the word pumpkin spice latte the other day. I know, that's sort of what I felt like as well. But
no pumpkin spice and no Oktoberfest in August.
No.
It's illegal.
No, you just have to start planning for it, which is a little weird. It's in July is the Oktoberfest.
I know, that's the worst.
Insane. And they're gone by August, basically. All right, so we've got a bunch of wines and coffees and the whole deal to talk about today, and we're going to start off with a Beaujolais. How do you pronounce the name?
Dupeuble. Domaine Dupeuble.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun to say, even though I wasn't exactly sure how to say Domaine Dupeuble. Tell us a little bit about. We do little with Beaujolais outside of typically, the November Beaujolais Nouveau stuff. Why now?
Well, Beaujolais are perfect for this time of year because they're a little bit more of a lighter body, lighter style, like Pinot Noir. And Beaujolais is the most southern part of Burgundy. And so those of you who enjoy Burgundy or know Burgundy, they are very unique style of wines, very ancient soils. This particular winery is on old granitic soils, and this is the most southern part of Beaujolais, and they've been doing this for 600 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 1512, so 500 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
The Domaine's name has only changed names 3 times, and most recently around 1919 when the ancestor married a Dupeuble.
A Dupeuble.
Yeah. And so, but Beaujolais are meant to be, show the complexity of Burgundy, but they're not supposed to be over oaked. They're much fresher than that, and that's what's great for a summer red.
It's also great that these are $18.99 to start on the shelf versus most Burgundy, which you're going to get double that if you're lucky. So $18.99 regular retail, $14.99 is the email deal price that went out today to all of our email faithful. But you can get this bottle for that $14.99 at the barriquesmarket.com website. If you go to events and CWT, and we are at, believe it or not, it's really the 11th already of August. The August 11th show section, you will see the Dupeuble and all the rest of the things that we're going to talk about today. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah, it's a very plush red. And it has that kind of velveteen fruit texture to the palate.
Yeah, very friendly to drink if you were to chill it down. And
yeah, if you throw a couple degrees off on this and just get it down to, mid 50s, this would be awesome, especially this week.
I was going to say.
And not everybody drinks white wine, so got to give a red for those who want to have a red in the summer.
Cool. So, the Beaujolais Domaine Dupeuble. Fun to say, fun to drink. Good times at $4 off its regular retail. Speaking of fun to drink, we had done a couple tastings with the Nelson brothers from Lapis and Bonny Doon this past year. These were virtual events. We're going to be going back and talking to Andrew again on the 20th of August. The event's going to be here. It's going to be one of our hybrid tastings, and the gist of that basically is you can come in and do the tasting with us in person. Andrew, our co-host, is going to be brought to us virtually. So we've got a big TV set up and stuff like that, so you can see and hear him and also interact with him. And then if you are stuck at home because perhaps you have kids or you just want to do this at home, you can do that as well. And we picked some. Maybe Finn talk a little bit about, in particular, a couple of the Bonny Doon whites that you chose.
Well, those of you who had done the tastings with Andrew before. We had done Lapis Luna, and then we had done the Bonny Doon, and he's very gregarious, very fun,
Yeah.
fun personality. And so I wanted to meld the two together, and they're much heavier in the reds than the Lapis Luna, so there was a better array of selections, including a nice Napa cab. And then I wanted to get some whites in there, and a really unique white, which I really fell in love with, from southern France. It's a varietal called Picpoul, and they do an amazing job with Picpoul. And one of our best-selling rosés is the Bonny Doon
Yeah.
Cigar Rosé. So we wanted to definitely try to show those off. So
For sure. So that should be a lot of fun. You can, like I said, you can join us in the store 7 o'clock on Monday, August 20th. It's going to be $15 for those of you that are joining us in person. If you are going to be doing this virtually, you'll join us via Zoom, us and Andrew via Zoom. And there's 2 different tasting packs that you can get. We're going to decant these bottles into smaller sizes, but there's a $30 and a $45 option. Just you're going to get enough wine to do for several people to enjoy. Definitely 2, probably 3 people at least could enjoy the amount of wine, especially if you're going to do all 6.
if you do all 6, it's 2 bottles of wine. So
Yeah. So it's a lot of juice, but that is again August 20th. The 27th. We're going to do some sparkling. Sparkling probably falls along the lines of, in my mind, sake. Not enough people drink it. I love sparkling wine, and it's like on a weekend or something like that. It's
you always
great.
save it for a special occasion, but really,
No.
sparkling is great all the time.
For sure. I mean, everybody who listens to this on a regular basis knows my affinity towards the Underwood Bubbles, which is their sparkling wine, and that's a regular occurrence at my house.
Ever since it was the one,
Those little 250
the
ml
250
cans.
ml cans, it just scratches that itch.
I mean, it is. And then you realize you just drank a third of a bottle of wine. You're like, okay, ooh. I've gone through several flats of those things. But summer sparkling wine, Middleton. This one is in person, and this is going to be at 5 o'clock. Finn, are there any standouts? You got a couple of wines here. Any ones in particular? that-
Well, one I really kind of excited to show off is the Philippe Pato 3B,
Oh yeah.
which is a Bical Barita, or Bical Barda blend from Barita. That's why it's called the 3Bs.
Yep.
But a really amazing personality and a great winemaker and great story behind her.
Yeah,
So,
we got a chance to try that. That was the wine we tried
Yeah.
last week, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was delicious. So that's going to be a good bit of fun. That is also out there and available for sale, as is the hybrid Bonny Doon Lapis Luna tasting. If you can either find it in that August 11th show section or under the events section, those will both be out there and available for purchase. The sparkling, if you get it now, it'll be significantly less expensive than if you buy it at the door. We're just trying to get a good count of people and make sure that we're ready. But that is one of those, the sparkling tasting is one of the go at your own pace tastings. So it runs from 5 to 7. You can kind of come in anytime within that 2-hour band and get started and go at your own pace.
yeah.
I don't know. It's been kind of fun. We've had 3 or 4 of the in person, indoor, I guess, tastings, and it's been fun to see people and
Yeah, it's really fun. Been great to see the people that have been doing the tastings via
especially
Zoom.
virtually. Yeah.
They one of our regulars was in this week just a couple days ago, and she was like, "We should just have a gathering of everybody who was on Zoom."
Yeah. You might have to bring kids along, since a lot of them joined us with kids
that's true.
in the background. And I will have to say that everybody looks taller now when you see them in person, because you're used to looking at them on this tiny screen. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
We featured the Guatemala Huehue Tenango, one of our coffees. It's one of my favorites. One that if I see being brewed at one of our stores, I will definitely choose the Guatemalan. And we get different fresh crops of the Guatemalan throughout the year. We have a particularly interesting one right now, the Finca Palu.
Yeah.
Palu, is how you pronounce it? That's come in, and maybe Finn, the differences between like what our Huehue Tenango Guatemalan typically tastes like versus what the Palu sort of brings to the table.
Well, previous one was the organic. It had a little bit more of a toothy quality to it, where this one really has much more focus. We definitely take it on the lighter side of roasting, so it really has a nice focus, a really nice texture to it. I actually had it this morning with my breakfast, and it's really, it's a really tight cup. It's one of those ones where once it starts to get a little cool, it actually starts to become gulpable.
Oh, nice. We've had it on a couple times at Monroe Street, which is where I end up being, but it's delicious. And we cupped it a couple weeks ago. It's a great cup of coffee. $13.95 is what that bag of the Guatemalan Huele Tenango will typically cost you. We marked it down to $11.95, so a couple dollar discount for a short period of time. Similar pricing, by the way, to those who are purchasing our coffee kind of by subscription, so you can set up auto delivery basically in 1, 2, 3, 4 month increments, however many bags. We have lots of people that basically just sort of set it and forget it. The coffee just shows up, which is great.
You know you're going to have the need.
You're going to have the need. It's the least expensive way to actually buy our coffee. But that is also out there and available for sale at BarriquesMarket.com. Check it out if you are a fan of kind of medium to lighter roasted coffee. I think you'll enjoy it. It's delicious. Okay, so going back to my first question, apple brandy in August, 90 degrees. What are we doing with the Wollersheim apple brandy?
Who else? I mean, I finally got to my second farmer's market.
Okay.
This year,
That's good.
and you're starting to see lots of apples starting to show up.
Yeah,
and summer fresh apples are great. And I thought, and Wollersheim apple brandy actually makes some great fun cocktails. A cranberry fizz is killer with it. Taking a little cranberry juice, some seltzer water, a little bit of simple syrup with a garnish of cranberries, and it's an awesome summer drink.
Yeah.
Of course, you can do the token old fashioned.
Yeah.
With a little bit of a twist. Their apple brandy, they're sourcing apples from local farms in and around Wisconsin for making their cider, and they age it in Wisconsin brandy barrels, Wisconsin oak barrels.
Okay.
And so it adds a little bit more of a uniqueness to their particular product.
Is this year round from them?
It is now year round.
Okay, I thought it was.
As when the distillery started getting going and they were trying to get production up, it was always kind of came in and sold out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought maybe 6 months out of the year you could find it.
Yeah.
So Wollersheim apple brandy. Wollersheim, obviously local, successful wine business, now a very successful distilling business. Their spirits we featured a number of times on the show.
And if you have an opportunity to go out and see their facility, it's a great, weekend drive, and their distillery is awesome to see.
Yeah, it is.
It's a cool facility.
Very much so. The tasting room, the whole deal is a lot of fun. They have tons of outdoor space.
I wouldn't be surprised if th're not digging for another barrel room.
Oh, really?
Remember when we were in there? It was
jam-packed,
floor to ceiling, and you're gonna run out of product that's not aging. So
yeah. So always good to support a local product, especially if it is very tasty, like their apple brandy. That too is out there and available for sale at BarriquesMarket.com. You can find it at Monroe Street in Pittsburgh. $29.99 is what the Wollersheim apple brandy is going to run you.
It's awesome to have on your bar. I mean, it's just, and if you want to drink it like a cognac this winter,
yeah, there you
go. Sipping on it is just as good. So.
Cool. Have you had the gazpacho yet that we are rolling out in the stores? So we've got a new.
Spicy.
It is spicy. We've got a new menu item that's coming into the stores today. I don't have it here, but it is gazpacho. We've talked about cold soups like literally for the last 19 years or so.
Now we have somebody in the kitchen that can.
This is one of his things that he's really fired up about, and it is super delicious. So if you get a chance to stop by one of the cafes, get a cup or bowl of our new gazpacho. It literally, it's going to show up in the stores today, so it'll be available for sale later today and for the rest of the season, basically. Mm-hmm. All right, I think that's it. No, we're not going to talk about pumpkin spice anymore. We're going to have brandy.
We're going to have something to eat with our coffee next week.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I'll look forward to that. Hope you all have a great rest of the week. Stay warm, or stay cool out there. You don't have to have problems. Last night was the weirdest. Did you huge storm, and then all of a sudden it was dropped 20 degrees. It was just bizarre.
Yeah, the sky was funky.
It was.
At least where over our house was.
Yeah, I thought, I was a little worried about the tornado thing. But anyway, stay safe, stay cool, and we will see you for episode 71 next week. Cheers.